Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back, friends. Welcome to another video lecture by Kami Biology. So we talked about the malt and salt. Now this is another video lecture which is also regarded to the physical barrier, and in this video lecture we are going to talk about the BALT, okay, which are usually present in the respiratory system. So let me write. Now this BALT stand for Bronchus-associated lymphoid tissue, and it is present inside the respiratory system. Now this respiratory system is again a formidable or strong or powerful defense system. Okay, now if we discuss this BALT, so let me draw a simple respiratory system diagram. So how it will be look like. Okay, let's say this is the respiratory system of the human being. Okay, although it is not the correct structure and it is not the real diagram, but it is just for your understanding. So let me write it is the respiratory systems. Now the respiratory system of the average person can inhale almost 8 microorganisms per minute. So in per day they usually inhale 10,000 microorganisms. Now once each microorganisms are inhaled, so what actually happen, these microorganisms need to multiply for their survival, and these microorganisms need to attach on the mucosal surface, sticky mucosal surface area, which are usually present on that specific area of the respiratory systems. Now what actually happen, let's say the microorganisms are present at that specific area. Let's say this circle represents the bacteria or any microorganisms. Now once the microorganisms are get internalized, so these microorganisms need to survive, need to multiply. For this purpose, these microorganisms are attached on the mucosal surface of the respiratory systems, and what actually happen, during breathing, the air which is present in the environment are very forcefully, we take it very forcefully. Okay, now due to this way the bacteria are killed. Okay, so what actually happen, this bacteria need to penetrate the upper and lower air filtration system of the respiratory tract. Okay, now once they penetrate it, so then the microorganisms are survive. So for this purpose these microorganisms are attached, and these microorganisms are killed by the forcefully air intake by our during breathing. Now after some time what actually happen, when the microorganisms having the size larger than 10 micrometer, if the size is larger than 10 micrometer, so then this microorganism are trapped by the nasal cavity. Now this area is usually called as nasal cavity. Nasal cavity contain hairs and cilia. This hair and cilia can trap the microorganisms. Once it's trapped the microorganisms, then they can shift these microorganisms to this mouth area. Okay, after that, mucus which is present inside the mouth, all of you better know that mucus is also present inside the mouth and inside the nose. So mucus are also mixed with it. Now if you remember, we talked that mucus have the antimicrobial properties. Now once mucus are fall down or attach on it, so it can cause the breakdown of the bacterial cell or any microorganism. So once the bacterial cell or any microorganism are destroyed, so then they are released out from the nose or from the mouth. Okay, now sometime what actually happen, the human body can also take the air with a mixture of humidity. Okay, we call that hygroscopic condition. Now during hygroscopic condition, what actually happen, the bacteria or the cells of the microorganisms are become swell up. Once it is swell up, so then it is phagocytes by the WBCs, and again it is killed. Okay, no, after that, let's say the microorganism size are less than 10. If it is less than 10 microns, so these microorganisms are passes to this nasal cavity and reach to this specific area, and in that specific area there is a blanket which we usually call that mucocillary blanket. Now this blanket can prevent the microorganisms to passes to the lower respiratory system of the human body. Okay. Now after that, once the microorganisms are trapped by this mucolar blanket, then these microorganisms are shifted to the mouth. Some of them are shifted to the mouth area and some of them are shifted to the nose area with the mucous membrane, with the mucus. Okay. Now after that, during coughing and sneezing, each microorganisms are released out. Okay, so we can say that this mucocillary blanket can protect this lower respiratory tract. Okay, now let's say the microorganism can also pass this specific area, and they are passes and reach to the lungs. Okay, let's say these are the microbes that are reach to this lungs area. Okay, now inside each lungs area there are the alveoli present, and inside the alveoli there are the macrophages are also present. So let's say these are the macrophages. So the macrophages can engulf it. Okay, so the macrophages engulf it and they can break down it into small fragments, and again they will perform their processes. Okay, now these macrophages are also called as alveolar macrophages. So that's all about the BALT, which are usually present in the respiratory system. Okay, I hope you understand about this video lecture. Inshallah, in the next video lecture we are going to talk about the GALT, gut associated lymphoid tissue, in detail. So please stay tuned and continue to watch the video. Thank you so much.